Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel once again. Today's tutorial will be the sewing of our invisible zip to a piece of cloth, just to demonstrate to you how you can sew your invisible zip and get an accurate result. Okay, so if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this each week. Like this video, share to family and friends, drop your comments on the comment section and your suggestions as well. So to begin this tutorial, you can see me right on the machine because we are ready to stitch together. So for you to sew your invisible zip, first you need to identify what an invisible zip looks like. I have in here two kinds of zip right here. I have the normal zip, which every one of us know, and I have the invisible zip. So I want to show you what the difference between the normal and invisible zip. If you look at the invisible, the blue colored zip is the invisible. So you can see it has no teeth coming out of the front piece. This is the zip head, as you can see, and it looks so smooth and plain at this point. While this particular one, you can see the zip head and you can see the teeth is showing itself in here. So the red one is not an invisible zip, but the blue one is an invisible zip. It's called an invisible zip because you see how it is, there's no zip. It's invisible, as in you cannot see anything. Once you sew it, it looks as if it's a seam line that is on the cloth, whereas you have a zip to it. So that is why it's an invisible zip. Secondly, for you to sew your invisible zip very accurately, you need your zipper foot. Herein I have a zipper foot, I have my presser foot. This is my presser foot, which has two legs and is the normal footer that we use to stitch our clothing. But for the invisible, for the zipper foot, you can see the zipper foot has only one leg. You can see the difference between the presser foot and the zipper foot. This is the zipper foot and this is the presser foot. So I'm making use of this. I'm going to install it right on my machine, changing my presser foot to the zipper foot before I can succeed in sewing my zip to the clothing. Thirdly, you need your clothes. This is the cloth, the piece of fabric I want to use to demonstrate this. So if you are fixing your zipper, you are expected to have something like this, an opening where you are going to fix your zipper. I want to turn over to this part. You can see this is the 1-inch zip allowance we usually add. What I did is to iron this 1-inch zip allowance. I ironed it nicely, and so it lays and gives a crease line where I'm going to sew my invisible zip. So another thing you can do also is to take the measurement of 1 inch and have your chalk lines. Okay, so whichever one you want to sew, you need this, either your crease line or your chalk line, so you can follow systematically your zip and sew accurately. So I want to turn to the front piece of this invisible zip right now. So this is how the zip is going to look like after we have sewn it right now. It will just be like a single seam line like this. You can see that. So my invisible zip is going to be inside like this, and it's going to be invisible. So what that means is that the zip head, this is how it's going to lay. So I'm going to open it up, placing it the way I want it to lay. Can you see? And I'm going to spread out the 1-inch zip allowance. Okay, you can see that. Just follow these steps, you are going to get it. So now you can make your 1 inch. You can use your chalk to mark on the zip line. You can also make your crease line, like I've already made my crease line, but I want to show you so many ways you can achieve your 1-inch zip allowance. Okay, so now this is my zip. Remember, if you zip it, it will lay like this. If I open it up, it means this particular piece is going to be laid. You can see how I turned it. It's like this when you finish sewing, but when you are sewing it, you turn it this way. So I turn it this way, and you can see there is a little iron or a little plastic for the invisible to show where the zipper is going to start. So I'm going to give a gap of 0.5 inch, that is half an inch, to pin down my invisible zip. So you can see I'm pinning this zip right now. I'm pinning it on the crease line, which is also on the chalk line. Okay, so I like working on the left part of my zip first before I go over to the right part. Okay, so this is the left part of my zip. As you can see me, fixing my zip on the left hand side. Okay, so I take away this because I'm not yet ready for it. So you see how I'm laying my zip. I'm laying it in a way, after stitching it and turn it, it lays accurately. Okay, so you can see how I'm fixing the invisible. I laid it on the 1 inch even into the zipper because the zip is going to stop at this point. So I just pin down up to that point, as you can see. So once this is done right now, I'll take it to my machine right now. So I'm taking it to my machine to show you how you can successfully stitch your invisible zip. So I want you to look at what I'm going to do. First of all, I'm going to take away the first pin because I've stabilized all of this with my pin. As I'm sewing this invisible zip, the secret to sewing your invisible zip is to keep opening. Okay, if you look at this, you can see the allowance for stitching your invisible zip is inside. As you are opening, as you are stitching, you are opening. You can see what I'm doing. As your zipper foot is moving, you are opening. As it's moving, you are opening. That is the only way you can succeed. So I have to drop my zipper foot right now, assuming you are seeing what I'm doing. If I drop my zipper foot, as you see, if I sew like this, I will not get this invisible zip perfectly sewn. But once I open up, I'm pushing my zipper foot a little. You saw how I open it up. If I leave it, it returns. But once I open up, I can now stitch my invisible zip. Just follow these instructions. If you leave it and sew, you won't get it. But once you open up, as you can see me, and drop your presser foot, you get your invisible zip. So you can see I'm stitching, I'm opening, I'm taking away my pins. Can you see? So I'm opening it as I'm stitching. That is the secret to an accurate invisible stitch, zip stitching. You can see I'm just using my fingers to open up so my presser foot, my zipper foot, can stitch on the crease line and on the chalk line. So you see how I'm opening it, allowing my presser foot to stitch at the allowance provided for the invisible zip stitching. You can see that. So once I get to the end of where I want to stop my zip, I'm going to back stitch. Can you see that? So that is the secret to sewing your invisible zip. So now I've sewn the left part of my zipper. So the next thing I want to do right now is to testrum my zip. So I'm going to testrum my zip right away. To testrum my zip, I'll just pretend closing it. Can you see? Once I close, you can see the zip is even looking very nice when we've not finished. So this means I can zip accurately and I can open accurately. So the next thing I'm going to do is to turn this way. Now I want to work on the left hand side. So you can see I've turned on this direction, and I also spread. Okay, I have also spread and laid my zip the way it's supposed to be. Okay, all right, before I turn, this is what I mean. Okay, I believe you are not confused. You remember it's like this before. So this one is going to be sewn like this. So I'll also step down first. I'm stepping down at 0.5 inch, and I'll secure it with my pin on the crease line. You can see the crease line which I ironed to for my zip position. Okay, so I hold it down with my pins. I keep holding it. I have to make sure I hold this down with my pin till the end before I start sewing. Okay, if you don't do that, you notice some difficulties while you are sewing. So you can see how I matched up the already sewn zip already with my pin, and they are matching up appropriately. Okay, so now I'm going to start below. For this other right hand side, now I can turn. Okay, so this is the right time to turn your zip and sew. So I want to open it up a little bit so I can have that freeness to stitch. So now I've secured it with my pin. You can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to drop my presser foot, but I will still open it up before I drop. Okay, so I take away my pin, as you see, making sure the zipper foot is dropped as I open up these seam lines, this zipper allowance. Okay, so you can see I'm opening. The secret is open and sew, open and stitch, open and stitch with your zipper foot. You must use a zipper foot. If you use a presser foot, you are not going to get this accurately. You open and stitch. You keep opening the zip teeth, okay, because the provision made for this is inside as you open. The provision for the invisible zipper stitching. Can you see? So now I come to the end and I will back stitch. All right, so this is the moment of truth right now. We want to see all that we've been sewing on our invisible zip right now. Let us see if we got it accurately, people. So now I'm going to zip because I zipped really far away. So this is the front piece of our invisible zip right now, although I will give it a good press. But let us see. Oh my god, this is looking so cute. So you can see I have a zipper, but there's no zipper. Okay, if I wear this garment right now, assuming I'm making a cloth and I wear this, you won't even know I have a zip in here. Can you see? You can see I open it, then I zip it close once again. You can see nothing is showing. Okay, so this is how the back part of it is looking, and this is how it is looking on the front piece. Oh my god, so this is so beautiful. So you can see how we sew our invisible zip. So right now I'm going to give this zip a good press. Okay, I'll turn it this way. I'll place my piece of cloth and my steam iron. I'm going to iron it so we have that freeness to zip up and down. I believe you enjoyed this tutorial, people. So if you love this content, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this each week. Like this video, share to family and friends. Drop your comments on the comment section as well. Join our online tutorials. I'll be dropping the link for our online tutorials on the description box below. Okay, so try and join us so you can learn more on the tips and tricks to accurate sewing. Okay, so thank you very much for coming to this channel once again. See you in my next video. Bye.